Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 2 moments to move those things again. I might just have to hide them for now, those goals on the screen. I need to get that back up. Da, da, da. We did a little test stream last night. Evidently, I completely forgot about that, so I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We will get those graphics back up, hopefully during the break between qualifying and the race. We are here for the Bahrain 12 p.m. social race in MOR esports. My name is Jack. I'm your commentator. A pleasure to be with you as always. And of course, with the new social race format, it is a one-shot qualifying followed by a 35% race. Now, today is a big day in MOR, because tonight is the night that the championship divisions start. So in these social races, could we maybe see a little bit of an indicator of who is maybe going to rise towards the top, let's say, of the championship pecking order? So as we make our way through turn one then, let's see, is there anyone that we can really keep our eye on? Ollie Football, probably the big name in this session, it must be said, as a few people are asking for invites, like CK9K, who is disconnected. So we'll get him back in. And tonight should be very interesting. It's the first championship running of MOR esports since we rebranded from WRC. VB Longneck saying, what happened to short qualifying and 50%? We've changed the social format. That's all that's happened. Just in an attempt to try and make the races a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. One-shot qualifying, 35% race. So, yeah, it's been working out, I would have said. The admins also, I think, would agree that it has been working out. So, we will see how this race goes here in Bahrain. As towards the final corner we go. It looks like Lawless Fever is going to be on pole position as Ollie runs a little bit wide out the final corner, takes third place from his teammate, and it is Lawless Fever with a stonker of a lap to take pole position. Why are we in this camera angle? I will never know. Ollie Football, we're getting a good view of the Aston Martin at least. As there is your qualifying results then, 48 thousandths between Lawless Fever and Bentley. Close times in qualifying, should be a very close race. The Bahrain Grand Prix is up next. Welcome back to the action then, ladies and gentlemen. And we have got 20 laps of the Bahrain Grand Prix ahead of us. But of course, before that, we have got ourselves a formation lap. Strategy is mediums for Bentley, Foliated Dam, and Cam Ruddy. Everybody else on the soft compound tyres. So definitely watch for the medium runners. Maybe falling a bit back off the start. It is a long run down to turn one. So Bentley is going to need a good getaway off the line if he is to even remain in second place, let alone taking first, as he, I believe there has hit Lawless Fever. Lawless Fever, no, that was Iconic Folio, I believe, that has hit Lawless Fever. And our pole sitter then will not be on the track for the remainder of the formation lap, as there Bentley goes into the back of one of the Aston Martins. And already the formation lap getting a bit chaotic. Somehow neither of them, no, Zessi has been disqualified from the formation lap. So Bentley, evidently a bit of a homing missile, it would seem, on this formation lap, as we get ourselves all seated and ready then ahead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's Lawless Fever that will start on pole. Bentley in second, with Ollie Football in third. Zessi fourth. The Aston Martins locking out the second row. We've then got Boko and Lunar Eclipse in fifth and sixth. Corey Willis in seventh, with Foliated Dam in eighth. Stu is ninth, with Error Ox in 10th. Rice is Nice in 11th. Lewis James in 12th. Iconic Folio lines up 13th, with Cam Ruddy in 14th place. Bentley giving us some backwards driving on the formation lap. Definitely an interesting way to warm up the tyres, and then is just going to drive backwards and get himself disqualified. So not the wildest formation lap I've seen, but definitely quite a big one. As Lawless Fever, you can see the tyres dirty. Will that affect his grip off the line? We will find out in about 5 to 10 seconds time. The engines roar to life then here in Bahrain. 5 lights ahead of the drivers, and we can go racing for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Lawless Fever does get a sluggish getaway, as we've already got a crash there, and that is Foliated Dam, who's into the barriers. Lawless Fever round the outside goes Ollie Football at turn 1. He started P3. He is already into P1. Lawless Fever not able to defend it. Zessi in third. Bentley did not get a good getaway. He's looking to try and dive his way up into fourth place, but has ran wide and now drops down to fifth. Foliated Dam, our big loser, being in the barriers down at turn 1. Bentley in fifth place, looking to try and salvage this lap 1, as Rice already gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. We saw the Alpine driver off the road in the first sector. As we make our way into the very tight hairpin here, we've got an Alpine and an Audi wheel-to-wheel there. That's Lunar Eclipse and Corey. Lunar into 6th place, as Zessi all over the back of Lawless Fever, who did not get the getaway that he would have wanted, as we've already got a retirement from this race, and it's Cam Ruddy who has retired on track. Lawless Fever, is he able to do anything about Ollie's lead at the moment? I did expect bigger things from Ollie in qualifying, but was obviously saving it for the first lap of the race, as saving his battery in behind the Aston Martin is Lawless Fever. As we come around the final corner to end lap 1 and to begin lap 2, Lawless Fever with the overtake boost, but it's Ollie Football with more battery. Look at Zessi in behind as well, as Lawless Fever is pulling to the outside of turn 1 then. Is he able to make this move stick? There's a little bit of wheel banging between them. That's going to put Lawless Fever off his line. So can Zessi try and get himself involved in this fight and make it an Aston Martin 1-2? They are scrapping away down to the next corner, but Lawless Fever isn't able to make his way through. And now look at Zessi on the exit, trying to make his way through on the Cadillac and make this an Aston Martin 1-2. But unfortunately for him, it is not going to work like that at the moment. We've got a yellow flag, and that is Bentley, who has also retired on track. 2 retirements in the first 2 laps of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Lawless Fever forced a little bit defensive. That puts him offline. Zessi now pulling wheel to wheel with the Cadillac driver on the inside line. Is he going to be able to get through? Into the left-hander we go. Still wheel to wheel between them. Lawless with the more conventional racing line, but it's not going to work for him. Zessi moves through into 2nd place, and we have got ourselves an Aston Martin 1-2 in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Did not think I'd be saying that during these Formula 1 26 regulations, but it is an Aston Martin 1-2. Lawless Fever trying to save some battery to get onto the rear end of the Aston. Foliated Dam picks up a 3-second time penalty for those track limit warnings as Zessi sets the fastest lap of the race. Might be looking to try and challenge his teammate into turn 1. Just a little bit too far behind. Ollie with much more battery as well than his teammate. As we make our way down towards turn 4, is Zessi able to make his way through? Burned all the battery trying to do so, but no way through for him at this moment. Lawless Fever still very much in this lead fight. We've got Lunar Eclipse right on the back of Boko. Alpine versus VCarb. Who's going to win out this fight? Boko, I believe we've seen win races before in MOR Esports, but Lunar Eclipse, the Alpine, looking planted on the track and looking to try and make it 4th place. It's through the hairpin we go, and we begin the straight mode run. Is Luna able to get through? Has the battery advantage, it was seen, but not going to use the overtake boost for the time being. Wants to try and stick towards the back of the VCarb down the main straight, and will sit in 5th place for the time being then. They both have about the same battery. If anything, it's Boko with more battery. And Boko saving quite early as well. Is going to keep that lion's share of battery, but Luna is going to take 4th place. The Alpine driver catching out the VCarb. It's the VCarb that gets a better run out of the final corner though. Ducks back into the slipstream, and this is surely going to be a surefire move because Luna is going to run out of battery here. Boko towards the inside line. Luna braking later. Does manage to keep 4th place. Boko, though, with so much battery on this exit. Luna with barely a drop. And here comes the VCarb then back towards the inside line. Not able to brake late enough. Gets wheel to wheel, though. But Luna gets the better exit and is up into 4th, as that is Lawless Fever, who has gone round. The Cadillac driver was in the lead fight. Zessi has picked himself up a 3-second time penalty, as has Corey Willis. But Lawless Fever, I'm not sure if that was contact with one of the Aston Martins or whether that was self-inflicted, as Rice manages to get through on error. Foliated Dam trying to get involved in this fight as well. Is the Cadillac looking down the inside? Yes, he is. A little bit glitchy is the Cadillac, so don't really want to be on board with him. A little bit painful for the eyes. Azera now looking down the inside of Rice. Makes that move stick. Rice, though, on the switchback. The up and under, up the hill we go. Isn't able to make that move. Error using a bit more battery. Now we've got Foliated Dam on the inside, who has a bit of a wobble after that contact. And Foliated Dam still chasing him behind. We've still got a good battle for the lead here. And Zessi is going to go for it then on his teammate. Towards turn 1 we go. Zessi down the inside of Ollie Football. Completely outbrakes himself though. They're now wheel to wheel. It's going to be Ollie that gets the better exit. Zessi still right behind his teammate. Not able to make the move. But these two aren't just going to continue smooth sailing. They are going to battle for this race win. Corey Willis retires from the race. We're down to, what is that, 11 people in the Bahrain Grand Prix as Foliated Dam picks up a 3-second time penalty. Ollie Football and Zessi still battling away as Rice is nice and Foliated Dam also having their own battle. Lewis James on the back of this, as is Iconic Fulio. So I wouldn't be surprised if that gets a little bit spicy. But of course, our attention is on the leaders. The two Aston Martins flying away out front. Doesn't look like we've got any team orders down at Aston Martin, though. The Silverstone-based team. As towards the final corner we go then, with the two Aston Martins. Doesn't look like they're going to make moves now, but Zessi with a good exit and with more battery than Ollie Football as well. We're on board with Zessi. He's looking towards the inside line of turn 1. Is he able to make his way through? This time doesn't outbrake himself. Ollie Football now on the outside line is able to defend that position, but for how long? Because Zessi with a great run off of the turn 1 and 2 complex. Falls a little bit behind Ollie. Is going to challenge down the inside line though. Ollie just about a car length ahead and keeps the lead for now. You do also have to remember that Zessi does have that penalty. And that may be compounding his chances in this race. Lunar Eclipse running in third as we've got a yellow flag. Is that for Foliated Dam? It seems like it. Stu has been into the pit lane already. As the two Aston Martins continue fighting out front then. Ollie Football from Zessi. Zessi all over the back of his teammate, trying to make a move somewhere around this track. But Ollie Football just looks to have him covered off wherever they go. Ollie has saved a lot more battery though, and will be about on par with Zessi as we get through the final corner to begin lap 7. And Ollie Football maybe faking coming into the pit lane there, as it doesn't look like any of them, or either of them should I say, is scheduled for a pit stop. Zessi going to look towards the outside line. Now going to look to duck underneath his teammate's rear wing. Get on the power early. And now try and chase him down towards turn 4. Got a very good exit off of turn 2. But not close enough to try and make a move. And Ollie Football retains the lead for now. Lawless Fever comes into the pit lane. Gets himself a new set of Pirellis on. What boots are they? They're the hard compound tyres that go on to the Cadillac to the end of this race. Foliated Dam, the only driver that started on the mediums to still be on the mediums. Elijah saying who's commentating the 2 p.m. race. That would be myself, Jack. I'm with you today at 12, 2, 6 and 8. 6 and 8 both being championship events. But definitely very excited to see how those races run. Zessi still setting after his Aston Martin teammate. Is into the final sector we go. The two Aston Martins practically neck and neck with each other. Elijah saying I'm going to race in the 2 p.m. race, and my first one ever. I look forward to it, Elijah. Wishing you the very best in that Grand Prix. As Ollie Football just pulling out a bit of a gap on Zessi on that last lap. Lunar Eclipse looking to try and undercut either one or both of the Aston Martins that currently lead this race. Lunar Eclipse into the pit lane. What tyres is it going to be? It's going to be medium compound tyres that go onto that Alpine to the end of this race. Jack Plays saying, JP, you commentate in the 8 p.m. Monday division tonight. I am indeed. I'll be with you now, obviously, at 2 p.m. straight after this. I will then be off at 4. I want to say it's Gavin that's commentating the 4 p.m. And then the 6 and the 8 p.m. The 2 championship events for today. I will be back with you as well. Zessi still trying to chase down his teammate then. On the rear end of Ollie Football. We had a yellow flag. Not sure what that was for. Lunar Eclipse has emerged from the pit lane in 5th place. 4.2 seconds off of error. And we'll look and try and cut down that gap before one of these Astons comes into the pit lane. Looks like Ollie Football is scheduled to dive into the pit lane on this lap. And that is the issue when you're fighting your teammate, is really it is the lead car that gets the preferable strategy. So you either have to go short or have to go long. Ollie Football does dive into the pit lane, so Zessi will take the lead of this race. Lap 9 of 20. We're approaching the halfway mark in this Grand Prix. Zessi is your leader. Boko will now take 2nd place. Error might take 3rd here. Ollie Football gets the car serviced and back out into the pit lane. It's going to be pretty nip and tuck as Error comes into the pit lane. What about Lunar Eclipse then? Has run out of battery. Isn't going to be undercutting Ollie Football. As Zessi, we assume, will be in this lap then. Rice is nice. Gets through on Error, who came into the pit lane. Closest battle on track at the moment is between Lewis and Iconic. 1.9 seconds is the gap between them and growing. So we just await Zessi into the pit lane and see where he comes out relative to Ollie Football. Zessi is your leader then, is coming into the pit lane at the end of this lap. And the Aston Martin driver, trying to overcut his teammate, has used all the battery in trying to do so. The question is, will it have worked? Undercut, normally a bit more powerful on this game. He dives into the pit lane, entered the pit lane a lot quicker than his teammate. Boko stays out, interestingly enough, and takes the lead of this race. Ollie Football just coming around the final corner now as Zessi gets into the pit box to get the car serviced. And I'll tell you what, the undercut is going to work here for Ollie Football. I don't think Lunar Eclipse is going to have undercut Zessi as he makes his way down the pit lane now. Luna definitely more involved in this lead fight than the Alpine was about 3 or 4 laps ago in the overtake boost of the Aston Martin. But the undercut worth 2.5 seconds for Ollie Football, who takes the net lead of this race. So Boko is your leader then. We assume he will be into the pit lane anytime soon. We're at the halfway distance of this Grand Prix. Here in Bahrain, closest battle on track is Rice versus Stu. Rice on new medium compound tyres, Stu on 6-lap-old hard compound tyres. And there is going to be contact there, and Rice gets all out of shape. And that did look like a half-hearted move. Didn't really put everything into that overtake, and that is when you make mistakes in Formula 1, when you kind of half go for a move and half don't. Boko dives into the pit lane, so Ollie Football will retake the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. The gap only growing between Ollie and Zessi now as Stu runs off the road. And Rice will try and get this move done a little bit cleaner then. Lunar Eclipse is now up into 3rd place as Rice down the inside, and they're going to wheel lock off the road, and both of them into the barriers. And that is going to be a virtual safety car deployed. I don't think I'm going to make any comment on that crash. Stu comes into the pit lane then. And 9 drivers remain in this Bahrain Grand Prix. We are quite lucky. This is only a virtual safety car. Lunar Eclipse still on the back of Zessi. And Zessi, with that penalty, Luna could be taking 2nd place in this race. Zach saying, I was making my debut championship race at 8, but my PS5 is playing up, so it needs to be fixed. I'm sorry to hear that, Zach. We do look forward to seeing you out on track. Hopefully, your issues are sorted as quickly as possible. Lunar Eclipse running in third then. This is the closest battle on track. The Alpine versus the Aston in the battle for second and third place. No worries, EB. Don't worry about it. You don't have to apologise for crashing. Don't worry. Lunar Eclipse. We've got 8 laps left in this race. Is the Alpine able to find a way by on Zessi? Of course, we know Zessi has got that penalty anyway. So as long as the Alpine sticks within 3 seconds, it will be taking second on the podium. Zessi will still finish on the podium. Flawless Fever is not gaining towards this fight. Boko might try and steal it late from Zessi, but it would be a very tall order, it must be said. Lunar Eclipse then with the overtake boost as we race down towards turn 1. Zessi with a little bit more battery down towards turn 1. And that will probably keep the Aston Martin in second place for the time being. Lunar Eclipse running in third at the moment. But how quickly things can change in Formula 1. How quickly things can change in MOR esports. Lunar drawing ever closer to the rear end of that Aston Martin. And realistically, with these new regulations, with the different battery and how powerful using the overtake button is, every corner is an overtaking zone. Unless you're at the Nouvelle Chicane. Lunar Eclipse. Still right on the back of Zessi. As I mentioned, this is our closest fight on track at the minute. Ollie Football is your leader by 2.9 seconds to Zessi. Flawless Fever running in 4th with Boko in 5th. Error in 6th with Lewis James in 7th. Foliated Dam is 8th with Stu in 9th place. We have lost Iconic Rice, Corey Bentley and Cam Ruddy in this Bahrain Grand Prix. As we're about to move on to lap 14 with Ollie Football. Boko picks up a 3-second time penalty, and that will compound his chances of finishing on the podium. Welcome in to the TikTok chat, Griff. Good to see you, mate. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you are well too. Always great to see you in the chat. Glad you are back, Griff. It's been an interesting race. We will say that. We've got Lunar Eclipse down the inside then on Zessi. Zessi saw it coming. Looks for the switchback and gets it. But Lunar giving everything to go for this move. Down the inside goes the Alpine. Zessi once again sees it coming and looks for the switchback. Zessi also with more battery and is going to keep second place. But the scrapping starts in Bahrain then between Lunar Eclipse and Zessi. We know that Lunar will take second place anyway because of Zessi's penalty. But looking to try and take this on the road. The Alpine driver burning all their battery in pursuit of second place. And that is going to harm them. Down towards turn 1, you can see Zessi with 70% battery. Lunar Eclipse with 20. Lunar already running out. And look at how much Zessi will gain away from the Alpine driver. The gap that was about 1.5 tenths to 2 tenths, now 6 tenths of a second. Oh, wicked, Griff. That should be brilliant. I bet you're looking forward to that. Have a great time, mate. That should be wonderful. Closest battle on track now then is between Foliated Dam and Lewis James. Towards the final corner we go. Foliated Dam is going to look for this. Round the outside of the final corner. Not able to make that move. Now dipping in to the slipstream. Using all the battery. The Cadillac on the soft compound tyres towards the inside line of the V-carb. Turn 1 is the place of attack. Cadillac versus V-carb. Little bit of contact and they are going to swipe each other off the road. Both of them go off. Foliated Dam rejoining through the gravel. And Lewis hangs on to second place. I wouldn't be surprised if Lewis is a little bit caught out by the sort of glitching going on here from Foliated Dam, as there's even more contact, and off the road once again goes the Cadillac driver. Griff saying, absolutely, one of my friends is a team mechanic, so I'm hoping to get to watch from the garage. That is absolutely incredible, Griff. That should be absolutely brilliant. As that is Lewis James going very deep. You don't normally see cars off there at turn 9, I think it is. But Lewis James now falls to 8th place and is going to fall way behind the Cadillac driver as well. Boko coming into the pit lane for a fresh set of tyres. Error will take 5th place, but Boko will try and fight that back on the new soft compounds. Lawless Fever now picks up a 3-second time penalty. We will quickly show you the penalty screen. It's 3 seconds for Zessi, Lawless Fever, Error, Boko and Stu. Then it's 9 seconds for Foliated Dam. Position change wise, we've got both Aston Martins up 2 places, Luna up 3. We've then got Lawless Fever down 3, Error up 5, Boko down 1, Foliated Dam up 1, and then Lewis James up 4. He seems to be struggling through turn 1. That doesn't look like the usual pace of a Formula 1 car. As we move towards lap 17 of this Grand Prix, Lunar Eclipse still chasing down Zessi, but not close enough to even think about making a move. Griff saying, I've never been to an F4 race before, so I'm excited, and it's not that far of a drive away. To be honest, I don't think I've actually ever watched F4 before. Not to my knowledge anyway. I don't think I've ever even watched one on TV, so that will be a really cool experience, I must say. I really do hope you have a good time, Griff. Definitely be getting some cool pictures and videos, that's for sure. Lunar Eclipse then running in 3rd. We are on board with the Alpine driver. LM saying, I'm going to win Spa League race at 8 PM tonight, trust. I look forward to seeing it, LM. I will be your man on commentary. Griff saying, I've only watched a bit of Frecker. That's now I started supporting Freddie Slater, and now he's in F3. I do know that name, Freddie Slater. That's definitely one of the, I'd say the more known names in in the Formula Feeder series, shall we say. You always have the few cool kids that are hyped up, don't you? And he's definitely one of them. Luna is looking to gain on Zessi, then is burning the battery towards the final corner. Will take 2nd place, but Zessi with much more battery for the main straight and is going to fly around the outside and take 2nd back anyway. So Luna is struggling to try and get this move done, but ultimately it will not matter when the checkered flag falls unless something untoward happens. Lap 18 of 20 of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Ollie Football is your leader by 5 seconds to his teammate Zessi. Then Lunar Eclipse in 3rd with Lawless Fever in 4th place. Error is 5th with Boko in 6th. Foliated Dam 7th. Lewis James 8th. And Stu in 9th place. Griff saying the real championship battle this year is Slater versus Ugashukwu. I have heard big things about him as well. I'm trying to think where I would have heard. I think realistically just on Twitter, to be completely honest. I hear a lot of things. My Twitter is basically just F1 and WWE. And that is all that my Twitter is. So I get all the info, all the updates, everything I need to know. Prince Jarmin saying, hey, my hero commentator, who's commentating at 6 PM? Prince Jarmin, I think you'll be a bit happy to know it is yours truly. So I will be commentating the action at 6 p.m. I'm with you currently. I'll be back with you at 2 p.m. I'll then be back with you at 6 and 8 as well. Griff saying it's just a shame when watching F3 there's no JP comms. Hey, maybe one day, Griff. Maybe one day, if all goes to plan. Possibly at some point. That is the dream anyway. That is the hope. We did have a yellow flag momentarily. That was for Error, who went round in the middle sector. Luna is now falling off the back of Zessi. Does not want to fall about another second and a half off of the Aston Martin car. Otherwise, they'll be losing that second place. I'm looking forward to it too, Jarman. You definitely put on a show when you're on track. So definitely, I am very much looking forward to seeing you race tonight. Griff saying definitely in the future, I hope to see you there. I hope to be there, to be completely honest. Hopefully one day that will be reality, but we will have to see. For now, we continue grinding. We continue bringing you the action in MOR Esports, and we're on the penultimate lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. As that's one of the Red Bulls going very wide. Obviously, that's Stu. There's only one Red Bull in this race, Jack. Know your facts. Come on now. F3 aren't going to want you with that info. 1.2 seconds is the gap then between Luna and Zessi as Ollie Football moves us on to the final lap of this Bahrain Grand Prix. It's been an interesting race. Strategy has definitely been the big player in this Grand Prix. And Ollie Football ultimately perfected that strategy. Undercut his teammate while he was leading. And is going to look to try and take yet another win in MOR Esports. Zessi running second on track. But it will be third for him as Lunar Eclipse will be taking that second place spot. Ollie Football then, through the middle sector we go. He was challenged by Zessi, kept it cool, kept it clean, kept it on the road, and all remained okay. Got the strategy perfect, and has just led ever since, has been building that gap to his teammate. And Ollie Football, a very deserving winner here in Bahrain tonight. He opens the straight mode for one final time down the back straight. Zessi tried to fight him, but ultimately came up a little bit short. Ollie Football on top of the world here in Bahrain. He comes across the line. The checkered flag waves for Ollie Football, who wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Zessi finishes second on track, but it's Lunar Eclipse that will take second for Alpine. Zessi makes it a double Aston Martin podium. Lawless Fever will finish in fourth, with Boko coming home for fifth place. Error will be sixth, with Foliated Dam in seventh. Stu finishes eighth, and it will be Lewis James that finishes in ninth place. But Ollie Football, he controlled the race, he knew what he was doing, and ultimately it's rewarded him with a Grand Prix victory. We've got someone stopped on the line. That's Foliated Dam that evidently doesn't want this Bahrain Grand Prix to end. Now crosses the line and finishes in seventh place. The Bahrain Grand Prix is over. Into the night we fall on Ollie Football. The celebrations will just be starting. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in with me to the Bahrain Grand Prix. My name's been Jack. I've been your commentator. A pleasure, as always, to bring you the action here in MOR Esports. We'll be back in about an hour and 10 minutes for the 2 p.m. race. Until then, until I see you, as always, take care and ta-da.